So I hope you enjoyed this interesting video. So this is called the simulcam and straw motions. We created, this is origin of our roots of our technologies behind. And these technologies bring us to starting our business starts. And yeah, Dartfish is a video analysis solution provider, either online and offline method for the individual purposes or even organization purposes. We have a vision that the one sentence describes everything what we are doing it. So we believe digital technologies make athletes better, teams stronger, officials fairer, and eventually sports safer. Yeah, we started our business in 1999, and our headquarters in the Switzerland and Freiburg we based in. Yeah, we have more than 100 employees worldwide and many offices in key markets. Actually, what we are aiming is trying to giving our clients, users, to finding a key assessment, key elements using the minimum of time in precision of data collections. So I think it's time to introduce about our technologies. But our technologies, we've been developing over the last 23 years. So I would say, I think I will summarize with 5 different generations from the beginning until today. So let's starting with the first generation we have started is motion and biomechanical analysis. All the individual sports and all the human body movements is one of the key elements. You have to analyze it and trying to finding some rooms to improvements. So we set up with all the technologies to be able to capture the video, apply physical and technical analysis. Then we are able to showing the result and having a chance to discuss with players and coaches or patients, doctors. They can communicate with the video-based communication. Yeah, there's a couple of pictures I picked up for the famous like golfers, figure skaters, or gymnastics. They're using our solution in different functions, features, in order to see something invisible, visible, and they recognize which crucial part they have to improve it, they have to deep dive it, and analyze it. So for your better understanding, I prepared one small video that how the motion analysis works.
The Edit workspace allows you to build your team presentation. An image is worth 1,000 words. So go straight to the point. With Live S and Pro S, easily add drawings, annotations and overlays such as timer and scoreboards. Use split screen to compare runs or serve to grasp what makes the difference. Track points in image, like a ball or a player. And with Pro S, go beyond with 3D motion analysis. One key moment? Add a still shot, annotate it, and draw the attention to what's essential. No more glitchy Skype screen sharing. Record your analyses and add voiceover narration to provide your team and athletes with personalized feedback. No need to jump to PowerPoint. The present workspace allows you to show off your analyses to your team or athlete, moment by moment, in a simple way.
I believe most of you are interested in this motion and biomechanical analysis, if I'm not wrong, right? So at the end of this demonstrations, I prepared some kind of quick demo of how it actually works. So we're gonna pick up some ideas and we're gonna have sharing the how it is easy to use as a basic level. Then if we can go to explore more advanced level later. So after we completed our emotional and biomechanical solutions, we have some lots of requests about data synchronizations, because even today, it's not obvious that you have a lot of sensors, data generators attached on your body, or even GPS, in team sports. This is commonly using such a data. But data itself doesn't bring any that much insight, but data and relevant video, when they're merging together and synchronize, it's really synergy effect is explosively, which means exactly the data will tell you some story, and you can discover the video. That video will tell you more about. So what you have done is, this is one of the examples, the force plates, that we have a connection between, while we video capturing, we are also capturing the data stream at the same time, and we merging it with display live. And today also there's more, Bluetooth technologies allows us more easy to use it, like a capturing video with a tablet and linking with the Bluetooth with a sensor, small sensor. For instance, that luge a team, is one of the crucial part is a starting point, and they're using the sensors and trying to capture the video and receiving the data in live as well via the Bluetooth. So I think the data synchronization is not anymore only for the motion analysis, but also with the team sports. We have many of solutions you can make tagging or making statistic. So Dartfish decided we open every API and accepting all other format of the statistics generated, and we can merging into the Dartfish ecosystem. So after 2 generations, then we have also a challenge that there's so many requests for the team sports. Team sports is another division that there's like a football, baseball, volleyball, that kind of team sports. We're not talking about only a couple of seconds or maybe 1 minute video. We're talking about more than an hour video. So they're more interested to make markup, interesting part, or very important part, and adding some keyword, and you're making highlights. So we have completed also a 3rd generation of technologies as a team sports tactical solutions. Here's also a small video that how it works.
The replay workspace is dedicated to video analysis. It is where you find tagging panels to quickly mark up games. You can use the panel given or create your own. To mark a moment, add an event, then a keyword to qualify that event. Live S and Pro S allow you to compile all games' key moments into reports. No more boring Excel table sheets. With a few clicks, graphs, bars, and infographics are automatically generated. So you can share them with your team as easily as you would do with any image. And you know what? Those graphs aren't static. Click on bars, numbers, and graphics to instantly filter the event list.
So after motion analysis, data integrations, and even the match analysis, there's more demand for the online platform, how to share my analysis to my friends, to my coaches, to my colleagues. That is one of the things we arriving in the destination, that we built up an online platform that you can share all your analysis, which is video data, which is big one, easily with your people in your organizations. So over this 4th generation, we consider this is our solution is completed in ecosystem. So any organization or either individuals can utilize our solutions to reach their goals. And here is today, actually we are working hard on it, which is 5th generation of technologies. Let's have a look. Yes, this is so-called the computing vision technologies. It allows you to automatic tracking of your player or any object on the field and providing you some certain number of data automatically. So why we do this, put lots of energy for this one, we believe this will save lots of time for you. For the moment, we are focusing on in indoor sports like ice hockey and handball, such an indoor sports for the moment, but we are trying to expanding our technology to be adapted more in sports or even healthcare in the future. So this is fifth generation up to today, over 2 decades. But now this slide also makes us very proud of it. That is one of the percentage of Olympic medals won by our clients over 5 last Olympic Games. So our solution was trusted by mostly the national team, which is top level of athletes. They are using our solution every day during the practice, drill, in order to get the best performance, in order to find really the rooms to be improved, and they get closer to the winning. Okay, maybe the company and technology is already done. Maybe I will also introduce myself a little bit. Yeah, I'm working for Dartfish over the last 20 years. I was starting as a programmer at the beginning, and after 10 years, I turned it as a commercial site to see all our users face to face to sharing our knowledges. I'm really excited. Like today, this is one of the funniest part. I'm facing with you, sharing this kind of technologies. After that, gathering your feedback, I will get back to our office, that pushing our solutions to be much more intuitive, more effective solution in the future. All right, so let's go in deep dive for some specific sports or some specific part how the Dartfish solution is used. Anyone is related to the archery here? No? At least I know one gentleman came from archery. No? Okay. Maybe I'll pick. Oh, yeah, you're right. We have one. Archery is one of the sports, Olympic sports, right? Has been already used our solution very intensively since the beginning because of they don't need that much space to moving. They're very, once very static, the movements, but lots of biomechanical analysis you can apply with it. So let's get back to the basic, how to capture the video for archery is always challenging because you need to bring the camcorder, like handheld, you don't know how to set up. So we made some kind of standard setup to having all the archers in the training centers, then they can capture multi-view at the same time optimally, and the 4 cameras capturing in each different angles. Even one camera is targeting outside target. So 4 composition of video will explain every stories about one single shot. So that kind of one of the example that how the archer making a single shot, then you have 4 different views. And yeah, of course, you need some kind of hardware configuration required. But simple concept is able to capture 4 views and bringing some stories to coaches and players. And also you can add in some annotation drawings or even voice-over descriptions to completing your analysis. I would say this solution is really worldwide used every day. So someone who is in industry of the archery using this solution or not, I would say there's a huge gap in between. Okay, I pick up the second sport as a football. I hope, I heard, Malaysia was very, very nice, good performance in the football all your time. I'm sorry, I heard only when I arriving in here, and I was really surprised. And I think, then you mean as you have a lot of potential. So hopefully you bring this thing back, and one day you're gonna explore this kind of, potential, please. Okay, football, yeah, there's no doubt is this really key market for every providers, right? So we've been developing some features which for the team sports, specifically for the football. We have a live collaboration features that allows you to coaches and analysis during the game. They can share the crucial part of the video and share it to the bench with a tablet, and they can review, then they can apply the live strategy. In today's football, this is worldwide used, and this is game changer. They're not using every single second, but they're using only a couple of seconds whenever they believe their match plan is not really working well, and they're gonna kind of get reference from the top view, the better view than the bench, and they see the formation, how it works, and they change the plan to be close to the winning. Also, Dartfish made efforts to making a VAR light, which is video assistant referee. It also helping the referees to making right decisions. If there's a mistake, you can change it. But today is in World Cup or international matches only. But like here is a Malaysian football leagues or even second leagues or other countries. They are not affordable because it's very expensive. So many cameras, it's too expensive. So we made something affordable prices solution with a single setup. And even mobile, you can move to another stadium. Okay, so that is something also we developed. And also football, I think it's common for all the team sports. They have a referee. But referee has to be educated well, because otherwise there's lots of arguments in each matches, right? So one of the example is UEFA in Europe, and since we are in the same country in Switzerland, they approached us and asking us about how we're gonna improving the quality of our referee activities and performance by using our solutions. And our answer was yes, then let's do that. And we had a solution like we have two cameras. One camera is wide angle to cover most of the players, and even including referee how they are moving. It explains all the global situations, while another single camera is zoomed in, only watching and filming with the referees. So those two videos are synchronized, which means you will see exactly what is happening and whether the referee made the right decision or not. So you can make a kind of assessment sessions and debrief sessions with all the referees. They're using over 15 years already. So maybe that's the reason why that the UEFA has very successful to maintaining their quality of the Champions League as a top competitions. And the last one, of course, we have a high-end solution for the high performance of team, but also we cares about beginner, like local coaches. Actually, they have no resources. They have lack of knowledge of how to using these kind of technologies. We made a basic common tagging panel they can already ready to use. Once they're using it, simply they can already making reports. So this is something user-friendly, easy to use setup for the football teams. It looks like there's not many people are interested with the football, so I will go with the weightlifting. Now I'm regret whether I still choose the wrong one, because weightlifting, no one is really get excited. Okay, the weightlifting is also sports I think, you please, be creative, think about how those functions can be utilized in your division, healthcare as well, physiotherapist. So it's the same concept, just we analyzing the sport, but concept is nearly same with the physiotherapist. Many people thinking the video analysis, it's too hard, so many preparation required. Oh no, it's not mine. But the point is, they starting with a very simple function. You capture two actions, two performing, simply put side by side. Comparison. This is the starting of the video analysis to comparing between the players or comparing myself. I took the video yesterday and today. You see the differences, definitely. And it's just taking a couple of seconds, you make it. Then after that, you will discover, then if you want to improve a little bit further, of course, you have more functions with step by step. But that is one of the mostly used function in weightlifting, either by a professional setup with a computer and IP cameras, or simply using a mobile app. You capture video, another capture video, simply you making comparison. Very easy, huh? Then next step is you can applying some angles and also applying some automatic tracking functions, especially for the bar, on the side, we have a function, the automatic tracking. So we mark up one point and we trying to track automatically. It will give you more insights whether the lifting was well done as you planned or not, because by yourself you cannot judge, but while applying this one, you will see the differences. Simple. You apply and track. And that track will show the trajectory, right? And I think expert of weightlifting already know that, oh yeah, this curve is optimal. No, this curve, normally it happens when you have some muscle pain or something trouble on your left arm, for instance. And we didn't stop it, but we step further that after we make this kind of automatic tracking, we can measure the distance, and we can also having timing, because video has a timing. As a result, we can creating some speed, accelerations, etc., etc. So the important thing is we're not using any sensors, because of those kind of things. You can have a sensors, very heavy work, you can make it, yeah, it's fine, but still those video you can capture by iPhone, and you can reach this certain level of the data. Then those data can be exported as Excel format, and you can deep study based on this factor. This is it's a powerlifting. Also used our solution for bringing two different views. One is from the top view. You see the mast which is high enough, and top view, and you have a side view. Whenever they making a practice, they're always watching, like a mirroring effect. They're watching it and refer, okay, this is what as I expected, or different, than trying to fix it immediately to making a more efficient. In the very intensive practice, you get the best result for that. I really hope you also like some tennis. Tennis, yes, tennis. I'm not playing tennis, by the way, but yeah, tennis is good sport. We call it the net sport, right? Tennis can be applied in many different divisions. We are working closely, especially with the USTA, United States Tennis Associations. They have many different divisions we are working together. But I think one of the things is we're gonna also match analysis. Also, it's not a team sport, but this is long enough. So which means each shot, each score you need to tag and adding some keywords to identify what was wrong, what was good. And even though we are a Swiss company, Roger Federer is not using our solution, but the Djokovic is using our solutions. So I'm supporting Djokovic. Yeah, I think this is just one highlight for the Djokovic, but I think how our solution can be used in tennis industry is, yeah, I think one of the thing is in the youth players. We have like a talent identification courses, and let players, youth players, keep on playing and practice. And our solution is really focused on to finding the key and best of the best, talented young players. Maybe that's one of the reasons why that the U.S. is really strong enough to having lots of youth players coming from. And also our solution can be used in the scouting, like opponents, whenever they go to the battle. It's not a battle, it's a competitions, but they are really up and down and analyzing opponents and get your team or player knows where is the weakness, strengths on opponents, and mentally ready. Because if you're facing someone already much higher ranking, yeah, the players are not really, cannot play properly. But if they knew where is the point you can attack, they are much more comfortable. This will change a lot. This will make all things can be happen, like miracle happen. Back to the basic, in use, we're not using high technologies like a computing visions or some statistics. We just let young players get exposure by filmed by single setup, pretty simple setup for iPad, and let them review each time they made some hits, and they can freely come back and watching it. This kind of approach we have done is those young generations get used to this kind of simple technologies. They are ready to adapting the better technology in later. Finally, healthcare. How many healthcare people here? Everyone? Okay. So I hope I prepared the right things for you, okay? But still, I believe we have a lot of participants for our next 3 days. I think you will discover more with our speakers. We will enjoy lots of functions. But today, here is, I'm just showing the taste of it. So those are the 5 parameters normally we are tackling. It's all the movement related, right? Either healthcare purpose or even athlete assessment and injury preventions. All about the human movements can be analyzed by our motion analysis tool. Yeah, the physiotherapists, I think, we have to start with a very simple setup. Even you can use webcam, or even you can use mobile phone to be able to capture the video properly. Then you have starting to adding some drawings, either line, spline, rectangles, or angles, will give you more highlights on the spots. I think that is a really starting point. So-called gait analysis, while the patients or athletes is walking, running on the treadmill. Treadmill is good because we can capture in a fixed angle, either side or behind, even top. You can set up the cameras, so whenever you have a new patient is coming, let them be guest and then they can analyze it. Like we did it for like a data extractions earlier, weightlifting is the same. You apply the same functions but different purposes. So walking, you can apply the tracking. You can also apply automatic angle tracking. So it will show you the dynamically how it moves, the angle changes on the walking, the process. And you will discover maybe very different parts than any other person. Then you have to dig into it. Also, our solution is used lots of bike pitting solutions. So bike pitting is also a small change or small 1 or millimeter centi changes will bringing either athlete can be injured or not. That is really important because they are doing same action again and again and again every day, especially for the professionals. Then they trying to find the optimal posture, optimal height or length, everything to fit their, their body shape. I will show you one video which was posted in the Wall Street Journal that how our solution is actively using it for injury prevention.
All long-distance runners share a common fear, getting hurt. We will do just about anything to avoid injury and, of course, to get faster. So when I heard that getting my gait analyzed might help on both fronts, I was all in. Michael Silverman, a physical therapist at Manhattan's Hospital for Special Surgery, has been analyzing the gaits and stride patterns of runners since 2008.
We're just trying to get a sense of if he's an overstrider and how he strikes. So is he striking on his heel, his midfoot, or his forefoot?
Yeah. The analysis first tests strength and flexibility, which can help determine how a runner moves. Next comes a look at what happens to the legs when they perform squats and come off steps, movements that closely mimic the running motion. Then came the moment of truth. Silverman's team uses slow motion video and 3D analysis to study how a runner is moving through each stride. The idea is to help eliminate the unhealthy movements that tend to correlate with injuries.
So we see sometimes an increased rate of injuries when those people strike out in front of their body, so they land on their heels. It puts a lot of force through their leg. It almost feels like they're hitting the brakes with every single step. So there's an increased incidence of stress fractures and things of that nature. Taking a look here, looks as if he's landing a little bit further in front of his body. On his heel, he's like kind of like a hybrid of a heel and midfoot striker. His initial contact is made on his heel and slightly in front of his body. Ideally, you would want his line to be closer to his ear.
Those weren't the only problems. It turns out I bounce far more than I need to. During an efficient stride, runners only rise 5 to 7 centimeters.
Matt is moving 13 centimeters up and down. This is causing him to lose a lot of energy as he's running. So he's very inefficient, and it's also increasing his risk for injury because he's coming down harder with each step.
The news wasn't all bad. Silverman says when it comes to the feet, I'm getting this part right, landing on the outside of my foot and rotating in.
He starts to pronate his foot, which is excellent. You do want a little bit of pronation in your running. And then what he does is he starts to resupinate the foot. So it's allowing him to push off his leg. And this is ideal running mechanics.
Since that part of my running mechanics didn't need changing, Silverman then took a look to see if weakness in my glutes and hips was affecting my knees. It wasn't.
You want this line as close to 180 degrees as possible. You're just under 180, so that's perfect.
But there was plenty of room for improvement. I have to stop bouncing. All of that extra impact increases my risk for injury. I asked Silverman about other common injuries among runners. So what causes the runner's knee most often?
More often than not, it's being weak in your glutes as well as your quadriceps, and poor flexibility in your lower extremities.
That lack of flexibility and strength can cause a runner's legs to collapse in or out, unable to handle the impact of striking the ground. And the poor form can cause hip injuries like bursitis or hamstring pain.
The knee going in is more of a symptom of being weak in the hips. And it's just that constant control, like the hip trying to fire and just not having the strength causes that inflammation in the side of the hip.
The good news, though, is that none of this is inevitable. Good function will usually follow good form, allowing for a lot more years of good running.
Okay. Our solutions, I think we are trying to saving your time because of we don't want you spending time to set up the camera each session. So we believe, we're trying to helping you to find optimal setup of cameras and having less click to having those videos already ready to be reviewed. So for instance, you have repeating some sessions, patients doing some actions, and our solution is already pre-programmed that it can be repeat certain time, and after that you can go back to the live and ready for the capture the next second one. So we totally understood the workflow, and we're trying to saving your time to having a less click for that. Yeah, I think this one I already mentioned that the bike repeating, the professionals are using our solution intensively as well, right? So such a things, what we also like to say that using such a technology also we contribute the scientist. They can go to the professional, the reports and journal and paperwork. And one of the example is the hand therapy that our solution can be applied to moving your hands and generating data. And after that, they can prove of what they are trying to say. And that is something that we are trying to also helping this division. Same for the podiatry analysis. We can apply in the patients how it moves and how it was, something went wrong or good, and you will find the more approach into the scientific way. But that is a motion analysis aspect, but also we have solutions that applied in the team sports analytics. This is one of the report on end of last year in the England Premier League, how many goals was done by crossing, right? It's interesting, entire year, there's so many matches, they break down every element and they do analysis. An interesting result came out. So I think, this is just technology I mentioned to you and how it applied in each divisions. Now I'm talking about your university, your organizations. Okay, we trying to applying that one. But how? How are we going to applying that one in order to maximize your effects? We have lots of questions that some organization investing lots of budget to purchasing the office solutions, but unfortunately they're not using it well because they don't know how to use it. That is exactly the point I'm tackling up now today, and I think that's the reason why I'm here in the university. They're trying to giving you proper educations. Education must be starting from the beginning as a, some basic settings, and it requires some more demanding, and after that we fill up your demanding, we bring you up to the best level. So I think I will skip this one. Okay. So I just started we call worldwide video performance analysis educational program. But since we are the technology company, we don't have any educational background, right? So we have decided looking for someone who is very professional level in this division. And actually we found one partner in Republic Polytechnic in Singapore. They created very interesting the curriculum. And this is basically the how to teaching the technology to the students and be ready as a future video analyst. Then we had a team up with Republic Polytechnic we having, luckily we have all the solutions like you see, motion, tactical, online, computing vision, data integration. We are the company covering everything. So we can apply all the technology on top of these curriculums. So what we do, we providing teaching materials to the university who would like to opening the new courses. And also we providing a large number of software that all students can use it, hands-on sessions, and get used to it. And after one semester finished, some good grade students can be certified by Dartfish. So you will be recognized as Dartfish, specialist, and you can show it to our clients in worldwide. They will recognize you as well. So this map shows how I built up this educational project in at this Asia regions. Started in 2017 in Singapore, goes up to the China in Wuhan, and 19 we have Japan and Mongolia was joining for that. All the sports university started our curriculums to teaching their students. Today I'm here in Malaysia to UiTM. Also we are talking with Korea and Thailand, right? So this is our future, I believe, trying to go more closer to the university and delivering our knowledges, not only for the, providing the solution itself, but more educative approach that let them, actually educating their students well. That is a certification we are talking about. We have 3 levels, Star 1, Star 2, and Star 3. I think all the participants of our next 3 days courses, you will get the 1 star, the foundation level. And hopefully next time you will get the 2nd and 3 stars at the end, right? As you can see the pictures up top, that we are not teaching only in the classroom, just theoretical one way to the other, but we are trying to helping them in the field. Maybe, I think we prepare something here as well, but we're trying to go out in the field, actual, environmental sports, how to pick up which camera they would like to use it, then after how to film, which angle is optimal, all the things you need the knowledge, right? So we trying to giving every single sets, you can start with it, and we are ready to share all the informations. So, so presentation, I made some kind of little conclusions. Technologies is very important matter in every sector, sports, healthcare, and everything what you're thinking, right? And there's so many technologies around you, but the key of success is not having which, solution you have, is how you're gonna be educated, how you're gonna learn approaching this thing. So at least Dartfish, what we are trying to do, we are keep on trying to developing, new technologies, easier to use, saving your time, minimum click, you can approach the goal. At the same time, we will also making a lot of efforts to how we're gonna educating the people better. Hopefully you remember the slide I showed you at the beginning, right? So our vision is the technologies makes athletes better, teams stronger, officials fairer, and sports safer. But by applying our unique education pedagogy. That is one of the key messages. I'm here today in UiTM, and hopefully this will bring some more insights. And in the future, you may have some access to our educational program that actually you can using our solution to, applying the physiotherapy. Okay. So this is a presentation, but if time allows, I will, as I promised, I will try to show you a couple of demo how software it works. So may I ask how many time I still have it?
Well, I'll give you 10.
Only 10, okay. I saw someone smile. He's the Olympian, my friends in India, and his wife is here. And so thanks a lot, Madhu, to allow me to using this, video for, giving an example. Actually, the Rahul has injured shoulder and still suffering for a year and a half. And now he's trying to coming back to the archery and still trying to go to the Paris Olympics. So this video will show you the 3 shots. What he's maybe I will play again, all right? Even athletes are trying to the consistent shooting, because a human being is not a robot, so every single shot have a different things. And even athletes and coaches realize something is wrong, but okay, then what was wrong is another story, right? So I think I will start a very simple thing. I think I'm not an expert archery again, but at least what I know is archery. Yeah, I'm Korean, by the way. Right? Maybe I know better. Okay. So archery, each shot you have when you're aiming and release have a different time. They trying to consistent, but you cannot make it happen. So maybe let's try to apply in each 3 shot how long it takes. Like we're gonna put the time code and measure actually how it was quantitatively, like taking time on 3 different shots. Okay. Right. So there's a tool, there's many different tools. Maybe if you have a chance, you may try it. It's pretty intuitive. You can, I will show you really quick. You can draw something, having a line, having a circle. This is tool that you can apply to be creative, to applying your the elements you like to highlight. But this example, I will using a time code. Voila. And I'll make it bigger, even make it some different colors. Text will be like this. Okay. So I'm trying to measure the first shot. Okay. If you can scroll down, you need to find the in point and out point by yourself, right? So if you move it, when the stream is touched his lip, I think I will consider is a starting point. Okay. Then you can right click and setting a time code back to the 0. Okay. Then you can also having start counting and move your playhead until shot is happening. Okay, this moment. Right click, stop counting. Did you follow what I've done? It was pretty quick. So simply you're finding the endpoint, start in the setting as a 0, and start counting. And at the end, you're going to set up and stop counting. Then let's play slowly. Right? So simply you can measure it. Then let's try one more, the second shot. Or maybe I will go, since I have only 10 minutes, I will go move for the third shot, which is one of the something mistake happen. Okay, so this is the moment. Okay, I will apply another matter time code. Make it bigger, and maybe this time I change the color. Right. Same, I will set 0. Start counting. Bless you. Stop counting. So first black one is the first shot. He made it. The orange color is the second shot, third shot actually. There's huge differences. And eventually he realized something wrong. Huh? So video analysis is not that much complicated, I would like to say. That is a video analysis already, you know. Then you may apply angle, you may apply line or reference, you know, horizontal line, something will reference visually. This is just already you are in the video analysis world, right? So I think, you know, I will not burn too much time. I think, you know, that kind of things can be used in your daily life, will make your quality of your work even better by applying the technologies. That's the reason why I'm here today, to meet you, and it was very great time to see, and very welcome for your hospitality during my stay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chung Moon Seok, for your willingness in delivering the amazing lecture. Now we open for Q&A. Any questions from the floor? Or any question from those watching online? Any questions from the floor? Okay.
Sure.
Testing 1 2. Okay. Morning, Mr. Moon. My name is Andy, semester 4 student of physiotherapy. So I have about 3 questions, I think. Okay. So for my first question is that for this Dartfish program or application, what operating software does it run on? Like you already mentioned, like it runs on iPhone, tablets, like. Does it run on older software like Windows 7, even newer one like Windows 10, or does it even run on Android? That's the first question. And then my second question is that how relevant is this Dartfish program in terms of analyzing esports, electronic sports? Okay, like how relevant is it, and maybe there's an impact it can give to esports, even though it may not be as physically demanding as physical sports. And my third question, wait, what's my third question?
I can already answer 2 questions while you're thinking about
Okay,
it.
please,
Is it working?
please proceed.
Is it working? So to answer the first question is Dartfish software in the PC-based, we are working with the Windows, which means latest version Windows 11, 10 is fully compatible, and our earlier is also working with the Windows 8 and 7, everything. So I would say that our solutions, PC solution is fully compatible with the latest version of the Windows system, since our architecture and all the solution is based on Windows based, okay? And the mobile is different story. Mobile is we are made an effort to make it compatible with iOS and Android both. So whatever you have a Galaxy or like iPad or iPhone, you can utilize our mobile apps freely. Okay, and maybe there's a question about Apple computer, right? I have a Mac. How can I use Dartfish, right? We are not going to that direction, but we still have. We know that some clients are already using Mac and installing Bootcamp and installing Windows will fully functional with our solutions. Okay, I think this is one of the questions I already gave you. And the esports. Yeah, esports is one of the very interesting part. I think in Malaysia I saw that there's it's pretty hot, right? We don't have a use cases so far, but we are actually I'm looking at this market pretty closely because of, for instance, like a FIFA, the football matches. What is difference is when you're watching the TV and when you're watching e-game, it's the same, nearly same. So you can apply with like a tactical analysis. Like you can capture, while you capture, you can mark up very important moments, and you can making highlights. Even maybe halftime break, you can show this one to your player to realize what has been happening, and they can apply the strategy in the second half. And same thing for like any other long period of the video, you're trying to making markup. Our solution definitely we can help their esports divisions, what I believe. And hopefully you remember the third question in the meantime.
Okay, I already remember my third question. So basically, for this Dartfish program, it basically only analyzes using video, but it doesn't have the tools to analyze something like pressure sensors. So you need other tools to measure that. Then once you measure the tools, like for example, jumping force, for example, then you have to take the data from that pressure sensor and import it into the Dartfish program to make your analyzation. Is that correct? Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because we are software company, right? We're developing solutions, platform, the user can use it, but we are not aiming to creating some hardware or sensors to generate the data. So, but instead, our solution, software solution, is totally open API. So whoever would like to get into our ecosystem, we can open the door, either live import or post import, which is they can generating data in certain file format, and they can merging it with the software in post actions. We are open in both way.
Thank you, Mr. Moon.
Thank you for your question.
So any other questions from the floor? We did not receive any questions online. So if that's the only questions we have for today, we have now reached the end of our morning session. I would like to seek your cooperation in filling out the attendance and feedback form, which can be done by scanning the QR code placed on the entrance door and displayed on the screen. Oh, no. Okay. The QR code will be displayed on the screen shortly. So on behalf of the organizer and the institution, I would like to express my utmost gratitude to all the distinguished guests and members of the floor for making the opening of Dartfish Foundation Level Motion Analysis course a successful event. We hope that participants today have gained insight from the lecture. We will have a short break before continuing with a 2.5-day workshop. With this, we wish everyone a great day ahead and hope to see you all again for the days to come with more exciting session. We would also like to humbly apologize for any shortcomings throughout today's session. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.